Chef Gail Sokol, and welcome to Baking with Success. And I'm excited because today we're making puff pastry. And that's that incredible steam leavened pastry that's got like a gazillion layers in it, and it's so flaky and light. I'm gonna give you a basic puff pastry recipe that takes only a moment to make, because typically it can take up to 2 days. So let's get started. I have a food processor with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm just gonna pulse it just till it's combined. And then I'm going to add 14 tablespoons of very cold unsalted butter that I've cubed, and I'm just going to get that in there. And you're going to pulse the machine until you get what looks like coarse oats. So you're not going to pulse it until it's obliterated. You really just want to get small pieces. So here we go. Sometimes the flour goes flying. I think we're there. And let me just lift up a little bit, and you can see that the butter has really cut down to tiny little pieces, so it sort of looks like oats. Now I'm going to add half a cup of icy cold water, and it must be icy cold. Make sure it's icy cold. So have a cup of ice water with ice cubes in it, and then just pour from there. Now we're going to pulse it until it comes into a dough. When you see it ball up, we're ready to roll it out. So I've taken my dough from the food processor, put it into a bowl, shaped it into a ball, and now I have shaped it on a work surface that is floured into a square, just like a rough square, that's fine. I have a measuring stick here, and I'm going to roll it out to a 12 by 6 inch rectangle. And I'll show you what we're gonna do, because we're making a series of folds and turns, and that is what's going to cause the layers to get very flaky. The key here is making sure everything is floured. Don't let anything stick, 'cause you got a lot of butter in here. But you do want it to be rectangular shape. So if you ever see you're losing that rectangular shape, go back and reshape. So we want 12 inches by 6. And this is 12 inches right now. So you can follow as I'm doing it. Sort of works the abs a little bit, right? Just sort of like a little extra bonus. Because if you're going to eat puff pastry, you got to work those abs. All right, so let's see if we're at 6. And we are at least at 6. We're almost at 12. And you want to, again, you want to make sure you square off your edges, because this is where your layers are going to come in. And we're going to be making a series of folds and turns. If you can write and fold a letter, you can make puff pastry. And I'll explain what I mean in a minute. So we're at about 12 inches wide, 12 inches long, 6 inches wide. And now we're going to fold it into a letter. So you're going to lift this side up and put it down like that. So again, you're putting into thirds like you're folding a letter. Okay? If the sides don't match, sort of push them out gently so that they do. All right, now we're going to roll it out again. And if you don't have enough flour, always add it. This is where the flakiness is actually built in. So we're going to go 12 inches this way. And I think we're almost at 12. If it's a little bit more or a little bit less, don't get upset, it's fine. So that's 12. Now we want 6. So watch what I'm doing. I'm going to roll this way, roll in the middle, and then roll at the other side. So that will square it off. Remember, you don't want to get any funky shapes. You really want to keep it rectangular. So let's see if I'm at 6, and I'm a little bit more than 6, and that's fine. Again, I'm going to fold it into a letter. And what we're doing is we're actually incorporating the butter in over and over and over again, and it's making layer upon layer of dough, fat, dough, fat, dough, fat. So it's hundreds of times, and you are going to get such puff and flakiness in the oven, you're not going to believe it. All right, So now I'm gonna do this 2 more times. I'm gonna roll the dough out again 2 more times and make that letter fold, and then we're gonna be ready for the fridge. All right, so I've folded my dough 4 times. Remember, 4 letter folds after rolling it out to a 12 by 6 rectangle each and every time. And now I'm ready to give it a rest. So I'm going to bring it over to a piece of plastic wrap. I'm going to wrap it very tightly. And you have some options at this point. You can let it rest for about 30 minutes to an hour. Or you can freeze it, because you never know when you want to make puff pastry, right? So it can actually be in the freezer for up to 3 months. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm going to go refrigerate this because I want to make puff pastry. So you can see how easy puff pastry really is to make. And I call this puff pastry in a hurry because it really is fast. So if you want to get some recipes, some fantastic recipes, how to use your puff pastry, go to my website, Baking with Success with Chef Gail Sokol, or my YouTube channel, Chef Gail Sokol. Until next time, you are baking with success with me. Take care.